Probably for most of us, the quandary or the conundrum is that most of our energy is probably up in the head and the face and the shoulders. And energy is the medium that's used for activation. You send energy somewhere. That's how you get active. Energy moves somewhere, right? And clearly, a lot of our days' energy is dealing with concepts and symbols, so it's up in the areas of speech, expression, visioning, seeing. It goes up into that area. And it stays there. So we get lots of thinking. Now you don't need it there when you're sitting. So if you can feel what I mean by bodily energy, it's not to do with action, it's to do with vitality. Your basic sense of how your body senses itself, whether it feels strained or bright or woozy or tense, that's energy. And you want to give more attention to what's happening in the base of the body. And that's felt. Lower belly, thighs. And you don't have to have anatomy, just a sense. If I go all the way down to the floor, to the ground, that's where the sitting really happens. Head cannot hold me up. It doesn't sit. What does the sit is that firm basis, and what holds the body up occurs just above the ground. Just above the ground where you feel that's the end, that's the thing I'm sitting on, and then what holds me up comes out of that, which is probably associated with our lower spine. You bring your energy, your attention there. Your attention there, your energy will go there. Yeah. With the action or the intention, how could this area, could you ask it to hold me up? Hold the rest of me up. And how will you do that? How is it going to do that? So with this signal being given to the body, we don't want to rest your head on your shoulders, you want to rest it on your spine. You don't want to rest your chest on your belly, tilting forward, you want to rest it on the spine, the bone. So you ask the body to do what it takes to bring that around. So that there can be balance. So establishing the basis, something one probably needs to return to time and time again. Things do slide out. There's almost default mechanisms that tend towards hunch over, go up into the shoulders, go into the head. So with your head, concentrate on breathing. That's a head message. You don't need to do that. That's not what we're talking about. Then come into the basis. You're just using what muscle is needed. Again, we probably don't really know with our brains what's needed, but the body knows. See, the body, rather than plant an idea, sit up straight or sit in a particular, don't plant any ideas. That's the imagined. Ask the body, how's this going to sit in a way where I'm carrying as least weight as possible. And the weight is being carried by the bones. So the muscles in my belly are soft and flexible. My breathing becomes extremely easy. And that's very important, because that will moderate my well-being. Ask the body to find a way to sit where my chest will be open, so the inhalation completely fills its full potential. My throat is open, so that the breath easily flows, and aspects of this energy begin to suffuse my head. I can feel the brightness of breathing in, the easing of breathing out. Ask my face muscles to relax in order to allow subtle energy to move through. ask the mind to release any attitudes, projections of the future, projections of myself. And move from the psychological environment, past, future, other people, duties, how good I am, whether I'm making it work or not. Move from that to the animated environment, the real environment, which is the skin around me, through the skin. I sense I get no signal of alarm or make something happen. Instead, I get the signals of open ease, simple warmth, tingling. Just moving out of the psychological environment. Bearing in mind that this is something that gets printed like a tattoo on the body. We're tattooed. So though obviously your face and skin are the most apparent places where you can feel your skin, but also under your clothes, because if you've got chest feels tattooed with withholding or shouldn't, sometimes aspects of the body almost like feel they shouldn't be here. They're kind of, I try to feel, you can't, whatever you can of that envelope wrapped around the rest of the body. With your chest, your lower back, your legs, soles of your feet. sides of your body, ribs, back of the neck. Anywhere it could be tattooed with psychological imprints. Very important to get the sense you can't actually literally feel your physical skin. Ask yourself, where's my boundary? The boundary of sensitivity. With that in mind, that attitude in mind, it's a light sweep. How is it around the throat, or the chest, or the abdomen, or the anywhere? Somewhere behind that is the breathing. Breathing muscles are fluid, non-pressurized. There's that signal. You can refer to that signal rather than the psychological impression. And behind that is the bone. Presence, grounded. Bearing the body in mind, keeping that whole package, something that's kind of quite vibrant, sensitive, tingly, maybe uncomfortable or whatever it is. And the whole thing wrapped in skin. So the whole element, not just one feature of it, the whole thing. That's your home base. That's the whole thing. Yeah. Keep the whole thing in mind. Remember, the head is like a hernia. It sort of pops out. That's why it's always so uncomfortable. So, coming out to the whole thing, pop the hernia back inside the gut. Top of the head, crown of the head, neck, collar, whole thing. And as you bearing that in mind, then take the time gradually allow visual consciousness to come in. And don't rush out into your eyes. Just let the visual consciousness occur.